Well, my friends, it's your old friend Shadar Vikanis here. Here to tell you what happened previously on the Violet Madness. The party converged on the Bernthus town square, where Delight believed he had stripped Mayor Julian's Haska of his power, seizing the enchanted paintbrush set to feed upon the sorrow of the townsfolk. But the truth was far worse. The brush was never the source, and Haska was never the one feeding. From the shadows emerged the real horror. His butler, revealed as a twisted, impish entity of living paint. It struck swiftly, seizing Ven and taking her to the air. As Satyrian and Elfric confronted the mayor, Damon and Delight gave chase, desperate to save her. On the ground, the creature turned its attention to Shadar and Mina, looking to negotiate, but mistaking the cleric for something he was not. For Shadar. That's me, by the way. There would be no bargains. In a moment of cruel finality, the creature, the living paint, ended Ven's life and turned to flee, but the party would not let it escape. But then, with a single gesture, the creature pointed toward Shadar and Mina and sent them back to the canvas.
Shadar, Mina, just a moment ago.
Yeah, paint a picture for me.
I will paint a picture for you. You can paint it yourselves even. You were a moment ago just in the middle of Bernthus town center, set ablaze, rushing into battle. But now you find yourselves in what can best be described as a swamp.
Is this the same place I went to when I counter-charmed earlier?
Excellent question, and it is not the same place, but it has the same vibe. It appears to be a painted landscape.
Okay.
Yeah, you are in a kind of swamp, a dark swamp, surrounded by kind of almost like willow trees, but they're leaves of kind of different shades of green, some dark, some light. The water, the murky water along this swamp is this pale green, giving off a glow that kind of sets the moor around you in this kind of dim light. And you notice that the path ahead through the trees kind of leads forward through this haze and through the mire. And in the far off distance, you hear the sounds of various kind of like frogs and lizards and stuff like that, kind of croaking and giving that kind of giving life to this otherwise false looking scene. You both feel like you don't feel like any different than how you did just a moment ago. And it's at that moment, Shadar, your hand is already outstretched to cast that flame strike. You don't have to if you don't want to now, obviously, but you can.
No, I'll keep the spell slot. Thank you very much, Mark.
Yeah.
I knew I shouldn't have let him out the cage.
Where the fuck are we?
What the fuck are we?
I had just ordered dessert. Raspberries, strawberries, cream, and bubbles.
Ooh.
Right?
Well, now I'm even more mad.
Do you recognize this place?
I think so.
You think so?
When we had first arrived, and I was playing, in the tavern, and I told you all that I'd seen something, and Damon had said that I'd had this terrible smile on my face. I feel like it was this place. It looks different, but it feels the same. Like,
did you learn anything
two
about this
chords
place?
an octave apart.
I don't understand that reference.
Okay, we'll come back to that later.
Circle back.
Mark, do I kind of recognize anything about this, or did I gain anything the first time I was here? Because I don't feel like I did.
No, not particularly. This
Yeah,
is much more vivid now because you're actually
in it.
in it. Yeah, you're not just like visioning this, you're living it. You can
I
feel
think.
the humidity of this swamp. You can feel the earth kind of slop against the end of your boots. Um, you can hear again that those sounds of wildlife and something else. You don't need to roll because Shadar, you definitely hear it with your passive perception. You do hear kind of muffled voices ahead, more kind of gargles than voices. Like
Hmm.
uh, this kind of watery kind of blubs, more so than actual speech.
The wonderful chorus of the drowned ones. Um. Okay, so Shadar, can I look around and maybe make an active perception check and to see, like, is there anything below the water or?
Yes,
Um.
you can do that, or if you wish, you can make that perception check with advantage if you go closer to the water.
Yeah, fuck that. Super. Fuck you, Mark. I have a super high perception. I'm gonna watch me roll a natural one. That's a 22. Sorry. Yeah. I didn't say I was gonna give myself guidance. That's a 21.
Okay, okay. Um, yes, you do indeed, from just where you're standing, without taking a single step forward, you train that keen ear of yours, and you do indeed in the distance from where the
Mm.
mire is most dense and thick. There are sounds of voices ahead in the water, and with a
Sorry.
22.
I think maybe you misunderstood. Shadar's looking to see if there's any traces of things beneath the water. Sorry, he's using
Sorry, yes, you
his
did say that.
nostrils. Sorry.
Yeah, you do notice kind of looking on ahead, you kind of maybe have to, bat a few kind of bushes away just to kind of get a better, without getting too close to the water, get a better view. And indeed, not absolutely everywhere in the water, but there are figures kind of chest deep in the murky water. And they are all talking over each other, not looking at you. They're just kind of. It almost looks like they're trying to wade through the muck and
But
the
they're stuck.
grime, but they look stuck.
And are they not looking at me at us because they don't see us, or because
Yes,
we, like
correct.
because they're in a different plane of existence, or they just haven't seen us yet?
They haven't seen you yet. It looks like because you're still like hidden behind some like brush and
Yeah. Okay.
things
So
like
I
that.
guess Shadar will turn to Mina and he will go. Another fine mess we've gotten ourselves into. When I contacted the restaurant and said party for two, I didn't mean this. But I think we'll be okay. Just us. And he'll hold his hand out for her to hold.
She'll take it, rub her thumb along kind of your knuckles and say something to the effect of, "We have to be careful. If this is the same place I think it is, a lot of the villagers didn't make it back out."
Well, if you have information, then I would love to hear it, or even, I don't know, an idea or a guesswork. Frame it in this form of a story for me as we walk forward.
Unfortunately, most of what I learned I heard out of character, so I cannot tell you. But
I guess we should make our way.
Mina will tell him the very little she knows, which essentially boils down into there's some mind-altering magic at work. When she played her instrument, she disrupted it, freeing them but trapping herself. And now that she's here, she's unsure if we can get out without someone disrupting it on the other side. but that we should be careful because whatever is keeping everyone else here, there's no reason it couldn't keep us if we weren't careful.
I see. So what is our priority here? Us or them? And you'll gesture towards the people that are like trapped in quicksand, essentially, up to their chest. Is this make sure we can save ourselves, and then maybe possibly come back for them, or
I don't think we can
powers?
save them from in here. We have to get out before we can pull anyone else out.
Let's do it.
My priority is us.
And he'll... Is there any tone to that, or is it like matter of fact?
Matter of fact.
Okay.
There's not a single doubt of hesitation. In fact,
No,
you
but
can
I
roll
mean,
an insight if you want.
Well, yeah, like, because I mean, he's a very insightful person. Is she talking about right now, or like the macrocosmic of who they are?
What do you get on your insight?
21.
21. Yeah. Mina would sacrifice every single other person in this plane.
Okay, that's
Priority is us.
not the question that he's
Oh,
asking.
sorry.
That's the first time he's ever heard her say that. Is she talking about right here, right now, or long term?
In a relationship status or a life status? I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're trying to get at here.
I suppose the relationship status could change
Okay.
through the lifestyle status,
Mhm.
but is it a lifestyle, or sorry, is it a lifelong thing? Or
Is it?
he overthinks everything, so
Yeah, no.
probably overthinking it.
You get the feeling that the priority being us is a little bit more than this group that we're in right now.
Okay, cool.
Like, in the party, the priority is us as well. But you can't tell if that stands up to yours, so I don't know what to tell you about your insecurities.
Fuck you!
I know what he's going for.
Okay, go. Well, I suppose we should...
No, but it's pretty clear that there's no question for where we are, and there's probably not much of a question for the group as a whole.
Let's go. I suppose we should make our way forward.
And she's not letting go of your hand, so
Okay, yeah.
if you don't want to hold hands, you gotta let go.
Well, he initiated the holding hands.
Yeah.
So, he's cool with that.
It's not to take the romance away, sorry. It's not entirely romantic the way it is also more tether. Like if something's gonna come along, some quicksand,
Yeah.
some sucking, hand or whatever.
I mean, if you think that that's what Shadar was doing romantically, then I mean, I'm sorry to disappoint you. It was definitely the same thing.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Great to see we're on the same
So we're
page.
all okay, cool. This is
Yeah.
a survival thing, and it's
I would have
not.
grabbed
It's not.
anybody's hand.
I
It's
mean,
not romantic
I
at
would have
all.
even.
I'm so
I would have
sorry to
even.
break
Yeah,
your heart.
yeah. Look, yeah. Would have even grabbed that like Damon's sister's hand.
Oh
we
yeah,
were,
you
we
would've
were
grabbed
stuck
Yoda's
here,
hand, wouldn't you?
If we
no,
were stuck here,
totally.
I would have grabbed her hand. Absolutely. Right. Let's go.
Yes.
Don't
Mark, you
let-
can move
don't-
away from us if you
yes,
want, but
don't-
also we
don't let
we
go
can
of
go
my
for
hand.
forever.
Move
so.
away from this? Are you kidding?
Don't let go of the hand you held.
I mean, I'm happy to drag.
Why are you back there? We're over here now. Look.
I am looking for
I'll just go back.
any distortions. I'm thinking in the realm of magic in the mind, right? If you think about like a lid closing, there's always a crease. If you think about a song, there's always kind of a vibration. If you think about magic, there's always a source, always a pulse, always kind of a not to say a weakness, but a weakness. So Mina is keeping an eye out for anything that seems like a weakness.
Very good. I will ask you for a perception check when the time warrants. I believe you are making your way through the mire.
Making our way. Yep. I guess we go as far as here.
As you kind of brush past some of the...
Would you like to come with me?
Are we on the
Yes,
map?
we're moving our tokens together.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize we went back to roll 20. That
It's
explains
okay.
half the things you were saying.
Yes.
I was like, okay. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
grabbing
just
your hand.
painting
We're
word
going.
pictures here. Got maps.
There we go.
Sorry,
Uh,
word picture. I was with you the whole time.
cool. That's I'll take it. But as you brush past some of these very fake-looking trees, as it were, you approach a part of the swamp where you must now traverse like through fallen tree logs to kind of negotiate through like little almost islands in the waters. And again, these logs do look rather slippery. It is, rather kind of humid and kind of damp in this swamp. And it's now you see more clearly, and they see you, these figures in the pools of water that kind of try to just like wade through the muck and the dank water around you, all pleading with you to save them, to pull them out, to that this place is torture. They can't take anymore. And as you approach
Don't even look at him.
the logs, keeping your eyes off these people, the fog ahead kind of thickens a little bit. And it's there you hear more, slightly more pronounced voices just beyond the fog where you can't see. And you hear a rather calm and very kind of regimental voice saying, "That's it. That's the 6 of us. It's just beyond that hill. Not too far now. Everyone ready? Holy symbols? The creature we face is going to be fierce. Vicanus, ready? There it is. Mistmore."
I am
Dude, fuck
squeezing
off.
his hand so hard.
The fog kind of lightens a bit, and you can Shadar across from you, across that log on that little island. You see yourself, younger,
Where?
across the way.
Like here? Can you can't drop me a thing? Are they here? Or
Sorry, here.
Okay.
Across the way, across the log from in the mire,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see this scene. Younger you, with jet black hair. You're in your acolyte kind of getup. I don't know if it was the same as the chainmail you had before, or you have now.
A lot cheaper.
You look very kind of fresh faced, a little nervous, maybe a little timid.
Well, he's seen some shit before he came here, but yeah,
Yep.
this is his first real job.
Yep. So you see this scene almost as if projected onto the mist now. You all kind of walking up this kind of coastal, this almost like along the side of a cliff towards this manor house, overlooking the ocean. And it kind of skips ahead a few beats to you just pushing open those solid wooden doors into this decrepit, decaying kind of reception area. And within, a shriek, a bone-chilling shriek. Can I ask you to make a charisma save, please, Shadar?
Mark, I thought my fucking backstory was over with. You're an absolute master of your craft. I'm very scared and I'm not happy.
I'm so scared too. Not because of anything that's happening to you, but because it's now going to happen to me. And you have no
would you say
idea
that?
what's going
That's
to
a
pop
15.
up. Do you still have the bardic
Oh, yes, I
inspiration?
do have the bardic
If
inspiration. What
anything,
is
it's
that?
probably
It's
running out now, so you should
what
probably
is
use
it?
it. It's a 10.
It's a D10. Can I use that?
If you like. I haven't said if you passed or failed.
Well, I'm still going to use it. That's a 17.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Shadar,
it would have been
you-
better had you had your real drum, but it's okay.
Yeah, it just...
Yes, yeah. It like slap your thighs.
A hand reaches out from the mire as you look upon this scene. kind of goes to grab your ankle, but you kind of just kick it away, and the scene before you just evaporates with the mist.
Okay, cool.
You
Do
feel
I see the whole scene too?
you saw everything as
Oh,
well,
great.
and heard everything as well.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
So he'll stop for a second and he'll sort of take out his water skin and put it on a rag and just wipe it over his face and goes,
You okay?
"Be careful, my dear. They can see into places and times we've been. Use them against you. That was a place and a time I would prefer never to visit again." He'll sort of tighten his grip on Mina's hand, and he'll go, "If you hear or see anything that sort of dredges up your past, just shout for me. I'll do my best." We should move on. I mean,
Yeah.
judging by the grid on this map, we should be able to jump that log completely.
Truthfully.
You absolutely can if you wish.
We should probably jump.
Now that I
aim for
know
the
this
bushes.
is happening,
Mm-hmm.
counter charm. At 6th level, you gain the ability to use musical notes or words of power to disrupt mind-influencing effects. The same thing I used that kind of wound me up here. I don't want Shadar to see my memories, and I would also like to not be tortured.
Sorry, what?
So,
What?
So, I don't know if it'll work or not, but Mina, at the very least, will try.
Okay, so can you
throw
pop
this
that
in
in?
the chat.
Alright, let's have a look. So you gain the ability to use magical notes and words. As an action, you can start a performance. Lasts until the end of your next turn. During that time, you and any friendly creatures within 30 feet of you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. Okay. That will not stop any more of these mist more visions.
Mina
and
will
such.
try. Mina will try. It doesn't have to work. She will try.
But if it is a thing that the charisma save that I asked for Shadar, if it happens again, if it's for frightened or charmed, then obviously you have advantage on that. So, are we venturing forth?
I think we should. Ready, Mina. One. Let's step back a second, and then we get a 10-second run up, 10-foot run up. 1, 2, 3, jump, and he'll jump.
Okay, great. I guess we're jumping.
Go ahead and make that acrobatics check.
Can I argue for athletics with my muscular thighs?
No, you may not. And the
Shit.
DC, because it is wet, murky surfaces,
Oh, God.
the DC is going to be 15.
Dexterity
Mark,
or
could you-
acrobatics check.
18. Guidance. 21.
I think Mark just became the Swedish chef from the Muppets. Mookie. Dookie.
Yes,
17.
look at us. Well done, everyone.
As you jump the log, not even setting foot in it, you clear it and into that kind of middle island. One of a few before reaching what you can see is a bank on the other end through the haze. But as you kind of jump in, again, that kind of fog thickens a bit more, and you can. You're obviously you're holding hands. You're close enough that you can see each other, but it's that dense that you can't really see more than each other and that kind of space in between, as it were. And through that haze, you begin to hear church bells in the distance, and it's almost as if like someone drawing back the curtains through the fog. It almost like morning light spilling into a white room.
How are you spelling morning, Mark? Is it M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G?
Mour, yeah.
Okay.
You happen to you look beyond that little fog-like veil into a scene. It's a lavish-looking bedroom, brightly colored, lots of expensive looking tapestries, silks, and you see a lady wearing a white dress sitting on the bed. The doors to the bedroom open, and a tall, rather muscular man with kind of slick back blonde hair, not too far off Sir Tyrion, maybe a little bit more tanned,
Oh
uh,
yeah. Okay.
steps into the room wearing this kind of navy suit. And again, those bells in the distance ring, and the lady sitting on the bed wearing what you now depict as a wedding dress turns. It is Mina. Uh, it's looking slightly different, a little younger. Her hair flowing, flowers kind of interweaved into the curls of her hair. She turns and kind of smiles adoringly at the man who is walking in through the door. There she is, my beautiful bride to be. He kind of takes her by both hands, and she stands with him, smiling, looking up at him. He kisses her hands and says, "Just another hour before we are husband and wife. What a fine day! What a fine day indeed." And like your vision, Shadar, that kind of moves on. It moves forward a bit, and you see two people standing at the top of an altar.
Sorry, just for 1 second. Do I recognize the bedroom?
No.
Okay.
Why would you? What kind of creeper's death is that?
For reasons.
For a reason.
You see the cleric that is performing that ceremony for the two, declaring, "I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Dumont." And Mina, I'm going to have to ask you for a charisma saving throw with advantage.
Listen, I was there the first time. I really... Let's see, charisma with advantage?
That's your bag. Oh shit.
I rolled very low. 15.
Mina, you are kind of struck by this, distracted even. And as you are distracted, one of those hands kind of lurching out of the water, kind of dragging this body dragging itself out of the mire, grabs you by the ankle. And you get this sick feeling in your stomach. It's
amazing. Just for the audience at home, I not only had a +11 on this roll, I had advantage.
Narrative dice?
There's a 3 and a 4 on those dice. They wanted me to suffer.
You feel the similar kind of sickness in your stomach. You know what I'm talking about. You felt that feeling. It's associated with this memory. It makes you feel awful.
Awful.
It makes you feel awful.
Awful.
So much so that you kind of double over and get sick.
Right on my shoes. Blech.
And you feel as though something pierced you from within. And you're not feeling so well right now.
Are you okay, my dear?
Am I mentally all there, or as sharp as I normally am, or am I affected?
You are affected in a way that you feel retreated into yourself. You feel sad.
I'm gonna roll me a charisma just to see how I want to play this. You said I feel sad?
You feel sad, but you can you can hide that if you wish. With a 24 on charisma, you absolutely can if you wish. But internally, you feel like just morbid.
Okay. Well, with the 24, we'll say I hide that a little better than my initial response was going to be. Mina's trying to push through it. Emotions have no real place here, so that's just kind of going to sink in her stomach really hard, and it's going to be probably obvious to Captain. I can see the heartbeats of a fly. But she's going to pull him along and say, let's go. Let's not linger. It'll only get worse from here. Let's go. But she has loosened her grip. The way she was holding you
wow.
tighter when it was your memory, she's almost like if you weren't holding her hand, it might have fallen out of yours.
Okay. Right. I'm wondering. Okay, Shadar's a man.
Okay. That's
men-
not new information.
And men typically make the wrong decisions around women.
That's a statement.
I mean, maybe I think to sort of maybe change that or sort of put a band-aid over that. Men, I don't know. I think...
You can... Listen, whatever Shadar's going to do, Shadar's going to do. I'm here for
Shadar's
it.
thinking of casting calm emotions on Mina. I don't think that's going to get out too well. But it's in the back pocket. He's thinking about it. I feel like it's the equivalent of Shadar casting the spell Calm Down. It is the
Not to be
worst.
confused with the spell Relax.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the worst thing you can do. But I mean, Shadar's an idiot.
Listen, I just saw a vision of my wedding day and got so sick to my stomach I puked. So take of that what you will.
Okay, so Shadar will move across the next thing, holding Mina's hand, even if it's a little less firm or grippy or whatever you want to call it. We'll move over here.
I would say almost even clammy at this point.
It is a bit clammy at this point. Mina is shooketh. Has Mina been shooketh before? I don't know.
Shaketh and shooketh.
So I guess when you get over here, Shadar will go,
What?
I assume you saw my vision because I just saw your vision.
I did.
Was it not a happy day? The vision I was shown was one of the worst days of my life. I would hope that you might have gotten away a little bit easier. And that moment you were shown.
I looked happy, didn't I?
Not sure. Probably not the best place to discuss this right now, so...
No.
You can see murder in her eyes right now. Because I can see murder in Ali's eyes right now.
I am
We're
playing
not
my
even around the
character.
fucking
Ali's
table.
fine.
What? We're not even around the table, and I'm getting fucking murder from your eyes. So,
I'm not even looking directly at the camera either.
it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I got the full vibe. Hey, hold on. I got the full vibes.
I looked
So
happy, didn't I?
he'll just yes, well, I suppose. One more log to go. You ready? Hold on tight. Watch out for the slippery mushrooms. We can do this.
She takes a deep breath. She grabs your hand a little tighter. She seems to slightly recovered as we move on. But yeah, no, that really shook her up. Really shook her up. Interesting.
Right.
You want us to just move forward, Mark? Are we rolling saves? Are we...
Not yet. You can cross. There is one more log. This is a longer one now before you reach the other side of the bank.
Yep.
This one, you can attempt to jump it if you like, Shadar, but this one is a good 25 feet of a jump.
So nothing happens when we get to this island.
No.
Good. Makes a fucking change, Mark. Right. I guess I'll go. Would you like to go first, my dear? Or
Sure.
Again,
Sure,
those
fine.
bodies in the water just kind of trying to grab at you now,
I
but
hate
too far
those
away.
guys.
and they're wailing, moaning, telling them to ease their pain.
I am with half an ear while we're going through. Does it feasibly seem like more people than this village could fit?
No.
Okay. All right, cool.
Can I look at one of them?
Sure.
Of course, while we're on the log and easy to
Well,
fall
no,
off. Go ahead, Samwise Gamgee, reach in.
Before we step on the log, I can see these people begging for relief and release. And I'm going to spend my... So I'm going to drop a first level healing word on one of them.
Okay. You cast that upon them. And their afflictions don't appear to be physical. There are no wounds to heal. They appear to be more wounds of the mind or emotion.
Like a glass cage of emotion.
Yes.
A glass cage of emotion.
Right. Well, I mean, look, he had to try. Okay. So we went straight across the thing.
And as you are around halfway through that log again...
Quick, go forward.
No, you... as you're holding hands, you're kind of going in single file, so like maybe Shadar, if you're taking the lead, you have your hand behind you.
He's on the side or something like, and she's her. No, Mina's taking the lead, so...
Mina's taking the lead, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Her, yeah.
So Mina's taking the lead. So you're halfway across this log, and again, you're at that kind of like center point in the log where the fog is dense. You can barely see the far bank, and now the point at which you left from is becoming kind of barely visible. And from the front, Mina, as you're leading the way, you see a figure just beyond that veil once again. Not the prim and proper blue-suited gentleman you had seen just moments earlier. Someone approaching, again, almost looks like Sir Tyrion. That kind of blondish hair slicked back and appears to be wearing a big, bulky, like, suit of armor.
Fuck.
Just comes into view, but then you realize it is not Sir Tyrion Shadowbane. It is indeed, and Shadar, as you're kind of looking over Mina's shoulder, you see this as well.
Still holding her hand.
Yep, and the clinking of armor now kind of audible from the far side.
Mina's hand has gone cold.
And with each stride coming forward, he comes more and more visible in the focus. This young, strapping, handsome man now comes into view with blood smeared on his face and blood staining his armor. He has this kind of... his jaw kind of like slack, and he just like purposefully strides right up toward Mina, as if trying to like take her hands once more like he did in that previous vision.
Are we still on the log?
Yes.
Okay.
And he comes up toward Mina. Now, there's no room for you to kind of like side skirt or back up. And he just comes right up to Mina's face. And this man, now visibly bloodied, fresh blood kind of coming out the sides of his mouth. "Till death do us part, my love." And from behind Shadar, you hear something approaching from the island. Something that almost blends in with the fog itself. A flowing white gown, flowing white hair, pasty white skin. It doesn't stride towards you like that other man did toward Mina. It glides towards you. Hollow, dark eyes and outstretched arms lurching towards your throat. The Lady of Mistmoor Manor. "I've come back for more of you, Shadar."
You take mine, I take yours. Like we just swap on the line.
But it's almost as that guy tried to reach for your hands, he kind of falls like through you like a ghost, much like the Lady of Mistmoor does with you, Shadar. Can I ask you both to make a dexterity saving throw?
I am not good at these. Oh God. That's a 19, Mark.
Shadar, you are okay. Mina, you roll 11 and fall in. However, you are holding Shadar's hand, so I'm going to give you advantage on the ensuing charisma save as you fall into the water, still holding Shadar's hand. These bodies start to like swarm, almost trying to like pull you into the mud. You do have advantage. That was a critical fail for everyone listening at home.
Can I? I'm not concentrating on anything. Can I give her guidance?
Yes, you may.
You don't know. This has been specifically designed to. I have not rolled higher than a 5 since we got in here.
You may roll once more with guidance, so you can add a d4 to this. Oh!
Roll the d4.
That's a 30, by the way, for everyone listening. Roll the 4.
Roll the d4. Okay, hold on. That's a fucking 34. Jesus.
As this happens, so I'll just.
I have that effect on people. It's all right.
This thing, Mina, causes you to lose your balance. You're shaken. You fall in, but thankfully, good thing you decided to hold hands. Shadar was holding your hand. You fall. You splash into the water, and no sooner is your head under the water than bodies, just like 10 bodies, like pile on top of you. Shadar, you're still holding onto her hand, the only part of Mina's body that is above water, and you pull and pull with all your might. It's you versus the strength of like 10 bodies on top of Mina. Mina, you're holding your breath, but you can feel the grime and the muck fill your kind of nostrils, and Shadar, you pull almost kind of leaning yourself as leverage on the other side of the log. If you were to let go, you'd nearly fall in. You heave Mina up onto the log. Still, these muddy, murky hands still trying to grab at her to pull her back in, but you lift her back onto the log. The fog on either side is now cleared. You can see the other side.
As she lands back up, Shadar will sort of I don't know, like how Mina is right now, but he'll just, like, when she sort of settles herself, he'll just turn her around and go,
"Burials at sea are my least favorite kind. Should probably get out of here."
And move along the log, holding her hand.
Mina's a bit, we'll call it shell-shocked. Yeah, she follows you off, but there's a bit of a faraway look in her eyes.
Okay.
I think if you move your token over towards where Shadar is, Shadar will reach into his jerkin, obviously because he's not wearing any armor, and he'll go,
"I saved you a macaron for my date. It's strawberry."
You eat it. I'm not gonna taste anything. And she's
okay.
Just.
You thought that would make things better?
Yeah. No.
That's all right.
It's not gonna taste like anything.
Okay. I guess he's not going to be offended by it, but he'll look at it and he'll throw it over his shoulder towards the nearest crater that's in the swamp.
Listen, nothing like your husband crashing your date with your boyfriend. I don't know what to say about that.
I'm sorry. What did somebody say boyfriend here? We've not had that discussion.
So he'll throw it over his shoulder towards whatever crater is.
Completely, yeah. Just
it's strawberry, you bastards!
Ahead of you, Shadar, you see the fog has now kind of dissipated ahead, and you can see that the painted kind of surroundings, it slopes upwards, almost like at this kind of 45-degree angle upwards towards a slightly green tinted sky. You will have to like kind of almost use your hands and feet to kind of ascend this it's quite muddy, slippery kind of slope.
Can I ask a question about the Mistmoor memory?
Yep.
Was it exactly as I remembered it?
It's exactly as you remember.
So it wasn't an insight to another version of it?
No, it was in the third person, but every detail is as you remember it.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
Same with Mina's vision as well.
All right, cool.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? What?
Hold on.
Like the memory is as you remember it.
So what I'm asking was was the Miss Moore thing like exactly as I remembered it, or was it like so from the woman's point of view, or from some other creature's point of view that might have been there at the time? So that's what I'm getting at. But it's exactly as he remembers it. So Shadar will sort of, I mean, I know you've completely burned him on the Macaron thing, but I mean, like he'll hold his hand out as he begins to climb the grass verge. Let's see if you take it.
Yeah. I'm with him.
Okay. Shadar and Mina, you will both need to make one last charisma saving throw. However, the DC is going to be different. Shadar, yours is going to be 12, Mina's is going to be 16.
Can I give me the guidance?
Take it for yourself, because I'm either going to make it or not.
I've got an 18.
What was mine?
16.
Meets it beats it.
You
With a 5 on the dice.
Make it up. You seem to crawl for a long time, trudging your way up.
Like how long? Are we getting angry at each other now? Or
No. I mean, when I say long, it seemed like a steep slope, but not far. But it tends to go on a little longer. Like you're climbing for a couple of minutes, and the more you climb, the less noise you hear from below, and the more almost carnage you hear. The closer, the more you climb, and you again feel that this familiar feeling. Now you're climbing back up towards uproar, towards heat, and it's not long before you climb your way out of this painted landscape and back into the town of Berinthus. Emerging from the paint puddles that you became, where you find yourselves back, maybe slightly addled, maybe some a little bit more scarred than the other, but you do emerge, and you're all a little bit kind of all over the place. Damon, you're kind of in the center of the village, lured by Alfric, who had caught you with that telekinesis spell. Again, you've Tyrion by Alfric's side over towards the kind of west side of the market square, and above you all, flying overhead, 40 foot overhead, is the living paint with Delight still hanging from its wings. It appears, Mina and Shadar, that you've only been gone a couple of moments.
And that's where we'll leave things for this episode of The Violet Madness. Thank you so much for listening. Our players tonight were Matt as Alfric Ilnarin, Ali Mar as Mina Dumont, Ryan, also known as Deranged Rhino over on Twitch, as Damon Filius Fiduced, and Stephen, your paladin pal, as Sir Tyrion Shadowbane, and also Dave at Emerald Collective Dave as Shadar Vicanis. And I've been Mark, your GM. If you've been enjoying the show, we'd love it if you took a moment to like, follow, or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. It really helps us find more people to join along in the madness. And if you want to keep the conversation going, come join us over at the Emerald Collective Discord server. It's a great place to share your favorite moments, theories, feedback, and to hang out with the community between episodes. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, stay vigilant and mind the madness.